All right, we have our 4 pieces. They fit together, the miters are sharp, the frame is square. It's time to start sanding. I'm sanding each individual piece. I think it's a lot easier to do it that way. I find I get a better sanding from doing it. Once we put it together, we'll go over it again with some 220 just to clean up anything that might be needed. So right now I'm going to start with 120 and then go to 220. I picked up this little benchtop vise at a secondhand store, and that works out real well. I can put this in. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm marking it up. The idea behind this is when you're sanding, you sand all the pencil off and then you mark it up with the pencil again and you sand that off, and you should have a pretty smooth finish at that time. This worked for me in the past and I'm going to keep doing it. So here we go. If you look closely at the wood, you'll find machine marks. This is where the wood was sent through the mill to get its shape. We want to sand these off so that we get a nice smooth finish. Okay, so this is nice and smooth, and so I'm going to release it. And this was the top of the face of the frame, so it's going to go like this when it's put together. So I'm going to flip it over, and this is going to be the side. And we're going to get the pencil out. With our nice squiggly lines. And we start to do the side now. Okay, we've sanded with this twice, gone over it twice with the pencil marks. Now I'm just going to take a sanding block and some 120 and we're just going to go around the edges, kind of sand them down and get them all nice and smooth too. All right. We just keep sanding down to 220 now. Going to put our second piece in. Get out our pencil. And we get going. Now I'm going to turn off the camera because I don't think you want to watch me sand 3 more pieces. So be back in a few. All right, we're back. Now I'm just going to do some sanding along the edges here, just kind of get them smooth and ready to go. After this, we're going to clean things up, start to put the frames together. Everything's nice and smooth. Going to wipe these down with some mineral spirits to clean everything up, get all the little bits of sawdust out of them, and then we're going to clean up the table and put things together. It's time to glue things up. I clamped my level to the bench so I can make sure all the pieces are lined up. Now when we start taping, we want to make sure that all the pieces are butted up to each other very tightly. As you're taping up the joints, you want to make sure that the pieces are butted together tight. This will help keep the frame in square and easier to clamp. Once we get this last joint taped and making sure that they're all tight, going to flip the frame on its side and fold it together. If you're careful folding, you won't rip the tape and you'll have some nice tight joints. Now that it's all together, going to put our fourth piece of tape on. And now we're going to check and make sure that the joints are tight and straight. Here is what we want to see in a tight joint. You'll notice the top and bottom edges line up. You'll see there are no gaps between the two pieces, and the grain matches up. Now we're going to do a test fit with the clamp. Place the clamp over the frame and now we're going to check to see if it's square. The way we do that is measuring diagonally across the piece. Whether you use the inside corner or the outside corner, it doesn't make any difference as long as from corner to corner it's the same. From the inside corner to inside corner, I have 24 inches. And I have 24 inches there too, which means our frame is square. Now we're going to glue up. Going to put glue in all the joints, then fold it in on itself to make our frame. Now fold it carefully, so you don't want to rip the tape. Glue on the fourth side and reapply the tape. Now I got this wax paper to put underneath the frame so that if there's any glue squeeze out, it won't glue the frame to my workbench. That would be a bad thing. Now we're going to put the clamp back on. Gonna snug it down, make sure that everything is holding together nice. All the joints are laying flat. And we're good to go. We're going to check for square one more time. And we have our 24 inches here. And we have our 24 inches here. Gonna let this dry overnight. This clamp's real easy to get off. Pain in the butt to put on. Why is that always the case? So again, just to be sure, we're going to check for square. From inside corner to inside corner, we have 24 inches this way. And we have 24 inches this way. So we're square. That's what we want. So I'm going to take the tape off. We have our frame. Pretty cool. So now I'm going to get the sander out, kind of sand over these corners. They're kind of rough. Feel some glue squeeze out, and then want to make sure that sides are all nice and smooth. So give me a minute and we'll have something to look at. I gotta love those crickets. Okay, second way to clamp this frame together. This is a smaller frame for a smaller picture, so this is going to work out quite well. I'm going to tape the corners like I did for the first one. Being very careful to butt up the corner edges right there, nice and tight. I like using this level because I get to tape it, make sure that it's all taped up square to each other. All right. Now going to glue this frame up. Yeah, there's the thought of copious amounts of glue. And then there's the thought of just enough glue. Well, I tried them both. Didn't make much difference to me, except the more glue I added, the more glue I had to clean up from squeeze out. So that's what my opinion is. Talk amongst yourselves. Though, because I'm gluing end grain, I am putting a little extra on because the end grain's going to soak up some of the glue. Well, there we have it. I now have these corner clamps. And if I figure out how to do it, I'll put a link to what they are, where I got them, and all that stuff. So hopefully technology won't fail me. Okay, now we're going to flip her over. Wipe off some of the squeeze out. We have 17 inches that way. We have 17 inches. Well, not quite. We'll just kind of give it a little nudge. 17. 17. Now, whether you measure diagonally from the inside corner or the outside corner really doesn't matter as long as it's the same. I'm going to put some clamps on here. Not putting a lot of pressure on them yet because I want to get all the clamps on and then make sure that all the corners line up and that we're still square. This way, if they're still just snug, I need to adjust one corner or the other. I don't have to loosen everything up, and makes life a lot easier. Hey, lift this up, slide the ruler underneath, and from inside to inside, 14.5 that way, and inside to inside, 14.5. So just snug up a little bit more. Voila. It didn't take 4 hours like the last one.
I'm giving the frame a quick finish sanding. Make sure all the glue squeeze out is sanded off, and we're back to a nice smooth surface so we can apply our finish. I like to round off the corners of my frames. I think it's a much softer look, but you can leave them square and pointy.
And here we have it, a frame. It's square, the joints are flat, they're nice and smooth all the way around. The next part is to put a finish on it.